one extremely strong opinion about a show you've never actually seen. A phone at 12% battery because you've spent the last hour texting, "Did you see that?" to 14 different theater friends. A cast album obsession. The musical performance ended 30 seconds ago. You're already listening to the soundtrack. Unnecessary Broadway knowledge. Actually, this production transferred from off-Broadway after a successful developmental run. Nobody asked. Unexpected emotional damage. A standing ovation. An acceptance speech. A reunion performance. A stage manager getting thanked. It doesn't matter. You're crying. Snacks you forgot to eat. Because you've been staring at the television for 3 straight hours. The phrase, "That's not the original cast," used at least 6 times per broadcast. A favorite show that absolutely deserves to win. No questions, no debate. The matter is settled. Complete outrage when your favorite show doesn't win. A new dream role discovered halfway through the broadcast. Your entire future has changed. The community theater delusion. We could totally do that. The Broadway production cost $25 million. Your theater owns 3 flats, a fog machine, and pure determination. An acceptance speech prepared. Just in case, you never know. A growing list of shows. You now need to see, hear, perform, direct, choreograph, and become emotionally attached to.
Confused by the Tony Awards? Don't worry. Here's a quick guide. The Tony Awards are Broadway's biggest night. Think of them as the Oscars, except everyone sings. Or the Super Bowl, except nobody gets tackled, usually. Broadway fans spend months debating who will win, studying performances, predicting categories, analyzing nominations, basically becoming theater detectives. Every year, theater kids gather around their televisions and pretend they're casual viewers. They are not casual viewers. You'll hear phrases like, "That's not the original cast. That show was robbed. I saw the off-Broadway version. The choreography was stronger in previews." Just nod. They'll appreciate that. During musical performances, theater kids become completely silent. This is their equivalent of watching the final seconds of a championship game. When an actor wins an award, theater kids immediately cry, cheer, Google their entire career, and decide they need to audition for that show. All within 30 seconds. At some point during the broadcast, a theater kid will say, "We should do that show." This happens regardless of budget, cast size, available scenery, and reality. And if their favorite musical loses, prepare yourself. There will be speeches. There will be analysis. There may be charts. But underneath all the excitement is something kind of wonderful. For one night, each year, the people who love theater get to celebrate the art form they care about most. So if you're watching the Tony Awards with a theater kid, be patient, be supportive. And whatever you do, don't schedule anything important afterward, because you're about to hear a 3-hour recap of a 3-hour broadcast. The Tony Awards, where theater kids become sports fans, and Broadway becomes the championship game.
Theater kids say during the Tony Awards. The Tony Awards are only 3 hours long. Theater kids somehow fit 6 months of opinions into them. That should win. The category hasn't even been announced yet. Wait, that's not the original cast. Nobody else in the room has any idea what that means. I saw this performance on TikTok. The theater kid now considers themselves an expert. Turn it up. The volume is already shaking the windows. Shh. Nobody was talking. That's a really difficult song, said during every musical number. I need this cast album immediately. The performance ended 7 seconds ago. I could totally play that role. No further questions. Who chose that camera angle? Theater kids become television directors for one night every year. That's not how they did it on Broadway. You are literally watching Broadway. I'm so happy for them.
The theater kid has never met them. I can't believe they got robbed. A category was lost. A personal tragedy has apparently occurred. We should do that show. Community theater people say this at least 12 times during every Tony Awards broadcast. I have a new favorite musical. The previous favorite musical was announced 45 minutes ago. Oh my gosh, they hit that note. The theater kid is now standing. Why am I crying? Nobody knows, not even them. The Tony Awards aren't just an awards show. They're 3 straight hours of theater kids yelling at their televisions. Please stand by while the theater kid explains why the wrong show won Best
They know
Musical.
every nominee, every show, every actor, every understudy, every replacement, every swing, and somehow their dog's favorite musical. They don't watch the commercials. They use the commercials to explain Broadway history. Every musical number is treated like a life or death event. This is their big moment. They keep saying, "That's not the original cast." Nobody knows what that means, including them. They gasp dramatically at the results, like this is the first award show in history to have surprises. At least 3 times during the broadcast, they say, "We should do that show." They're not a producer. They are not a director. They have no authority whatsoever. They immediately start singing songs from the performances, even though they've only heard them once. They become strangely emotional. A standing ovation? Tears. A Lifetime Achievement Award? Tears. A stage manager gets thanked? More tears. They spend half the show explaining things. This award is a really big deal. That actor started in regional theater. That choreography reference was incredible. You were just trying to eat snacks. At the end of the night, they announce, "I have a new favorite musical." The previous favorite musical was announced 3 hours
Most people
earlier.
watch the Tony Awards. Theater kids, they survive them. Tonight, I'm just going to relax and enjoy the show, already explaining every category to everyone in the room. Nobody asked. Wait, who's presenting? Immediately knows their entire Broadway resume. First musical number, volume increases by 400%. Shh! Nobody was talking. Texts begin arriving. Did you see that? That high note, "I'm not okay." Googling every show they haven't seen, creating a list, checking cast recordings, planning future auditions. Arguing with the television. That should have won. I mean, I'm happy for them. They're not happy for them. Acceptance speech starts. The theater kid starts crying again. Predicting every remaining winner with complete confidence. One performance changes their entire personality. I've decided this is my dream role now. Everybody else is tired. The theater kid is fully energized. Already planning next year's watch party. The broadcast ends. The theater kid immediately opens Spotify. Listening to cast albums, watching performance clips, reading Broadway news, researching every nominee. For most people, the Tony Awards are an awards show. For theater kids, it's the Super Bowl.
The different
With
types
tap
of
dancing.
theater kids watching the Tony Awards. The Broadway Encyclopedia. Actually, this show opened off-Broadway in 2018. That's not the original orchestrator. The third understudy is on tonight. Nobody asked. They continue anyway. The future Tony winner. Watching every acceptance speech. Practicing their own acceptance speech. Already knows exactly who they'll thank. Inspired by this award, I'd like to thank... The show has been on for 6 minutes. The musical number critic. Interesting choice. Bold. Not how I would have staged it. Has never directed anything. The emotional one. Crying. For the opening number. For the winners. For the losers. For the orchestra. For reasons nobody understands. The angry fan. Robbed! Absolutely robbed! That was a crime! Immediately takes the results personally. The choreography thief. Watching a performance. Pauses, rewinds. Pauses, rewinds. Gets up and starts learning the dance before the number is even over. The community theater person. Watching every performance thinking,
We could totally do that. The budget is $11. The theater teacher knows half the acceptance speeches by heart. Texts former students, "You need to watch this number. Nobody is safe." The cast album collector. That song was amazing. Already listening to the cast album. The show opened 3 minutes ago. The audition planner. I could totally play that role. Immediately adds the show to their dream audition list. Has never sung the song before. The parent of a theater kid. Who is that? What show is this? Why is everyone crying? Theater kid. Mom, please, this is important. The community theater director. Watching every performance thinking, I wonder how many people I could fit on our stage. The answer is, not that many. Final line. For one night every year, theater kids become sports fans, only with more jazz hands.